Hello, welcome to the course Analog and Digital Electronics, Unit 5th, Other Analog Circuits. Here I am Mr. C.R. Sinde, Electrical Engineering Department of the Mathur College of Engineering and Research Center. In this Unit 5th, in this Module 3rd, we studied about the IC 555, their constructions and working. These are the content we studied during this third module. Introductions to timer IC, feature of timer IC, functional block diagram of timer IC, then the pin diagrams of IC 555 and pin wise descriptions of IC 555. Feature of IC 555. The supply voltage range required for this timer IC 5 to 18 volt. Current sinking and sourcing capacity of this IC is 200 milliampere and it's having a high temperature stability also. These are the very key features. Timing can be adjusted from microseconds to means charging time of that capacitor or discharging time of capacitors, and accordingly T on and T off time at the output terminals is easily adjustable by adjusting the values of R and C, and the timing range is from microseconds to hours is a very important key features of this IC 555, and due to these key features we call this IC 555 as a timer IC. Duty cycle output is adjustable obviously, so on time and off time of this timer IC can be adjustable. Output is compatible with the CMOS and TTL technology, and good timing stability against the supply voltage variations. Even though the input supply voltage is variable, so timing output is giving to a very stable. So this is one of the key features. It's easily available with the low cost, cheap rate, okay, and it's versatile in operations. Okay. So these are the key features of this IC 555. Now this is the functional block diagrams of IC 555. So it is clearly seen that the 3 resistor of 5 kilo ohms is connected in this series manner. So that's why this IC is named as 555 IC. These 3 resistor act as a voltage divider, and accordingly it can giving signals to this comparator, upper comparator and lower comparator, and accordingly our SR flip-flops is set and reset, and when the flip-flop is in set conditions, so output is low, and when the flip-flop is in set conditions, the another thing is that so our transistor, discharging transistor is activated, and whatever the capacitor is connected to this pin number 7 is discharging through this 7 number pin transistor and 1 number pin which is ground pin. And if the flip-flop is reset, means 0 output is can be generated, so output is high because the discharging transistor is deactivated, and hence the output we are getting from the pin number 3 is high. So A block, B block, C block, D and E block. So this block is very important, and in this way this IC 555 can be working. Now the pin diagram of this IC 555. So it is clearly seen that this is the 8 terminal pin IC. The first pin number is the ground pin. Second pin is the trigger pin. Third pin is the output pins, where from you determines the output. Reset pin number 4. Fifth number pin is the voltage control pin. Sixth number pin is the important, which one is the threshold pin. 7 number pin is the discharge pin, and 8 number pin is the supply pin, where we provide a positive VCC supply to the IC 555. Now let's move to the pin-wise descriptions of timer IC 555. Pin number 1 is the ground pin, and this is the reference or the ground pin of this IC. It is used to be connected to the ground terminals of DC voltage source, which is used to supply power to the timer IC. So the next important pin number 2 is the trigger pin. A triggering pulse or the train of the triggering pulses is applied to this pin number 2. And when the voltage at this pin goes below the 1/3 of VCC, then the lower comparator outputs goes to be high, and this will reset the SR flip-flops we already seen in the functional block diagram. So output of comparator reset the SR flip-flops, and thus the timer output goes high and the transistor T1 is turned on. So triggering makes the transistor discharging transistor activated. Pin number 3 is the output pin. This is the output of the timer and the load is connected to this pin. Status of the output pin, whether it's a high or low, is decided by the two comparator, which is already studied in the functional block diagrams of the IC 555. And there are the two ways to connect the load. Connect the load in between output terminals and ground, and the another one method is the connect the load in between output terminals and supply terminal. That is the pin number 8. And those load are normally known as normally off and normally on load as per according to their connections. Then the pin number 4 is the reset pin. If this pin is connected to the low voltage, then output of the timer will be forced to become so low irrespective of anything, and the timer is then said to be reset. So for the normal operation of timer, this pin should be connected to the VCC. So 4 number pin is required to be connected to the VCC for normal operation. And if the reset pin is connected to the low voltage, the discharge transistor T1 is turned on to bring the voltage pin number 7 to 0, because the pin number 7 is the discharge. Okay. And also the output voltage is forced to 0 irrespective of the everything. So that is the important function of this reset pin. Then pin number 5 is the control voltage pin. The DC voltage at this pin is the 2/3 of VCC, and external AC voltage can be applied to this pin in order to obtain a pulse width modulation output. Whenever we require a PWM output, we activate this pin, but in many cases the pulse width modulation output we don't want, so for that case we directly grounded this pin number 5. The next one pin is the threshold pin, and this is a non-inverting terminals of the upper comparator, and as soon as the voltage at this pin goes above the 2/3 of VCC, the output of the upper comparator becomes to be high, and this will brings the output voltage level to the low levels, and whatever the external capacitor C is connected between the pin and the ground is in the application as a astable as a monostable multivibrator, so that capacitor start discharging once the threshold pin voltage is becomes to be 2/3 of VCC. So this one is the very important thing. It gives the upper level triggering. And this one is the another important pin is the pin number 7, discharge pin. Whatever the energy storage device capacitor is connected between the pin number 7 and ground, so this capacitor it start discharging through this pin, and this pin 7 is internally connected to the pin number 1, which is the ground. So the capacitor start discharging through this 7 number pin to the 1 and ground in this way. The next one pin is the supply pin, that is the pin number 8, VCC. Positive regulated supply voltage is connected to this pin, and this voltage must be pure ripple free DC voltage, and it can be anywhere between 8 to 18 volt. We have already studied in the feature of the IC. So these are the 8 pins and their descriptions. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any query about anything, so ask me anytime on my personal gmail.com, my official gmail.com, and my WhatsApp number. Thank you.